Okay, so this is a slightly unusual stream. I'm saying slightly unusual, but it might actually end up being a bunch of random things that I'm trying to do here and there related to one of my personal project. Before I start though, I want to see if I'm audible correctly on the stream. Okay, so this is a slightly unusual stream. I'm saying slightly unusual, but it might actually... I don't know why I have like a lot of background noise. It's probably because I'm not using a microphone, but that's okay as I don't really have any other option, to be honest. So we're gonna be using the microphone. If it gets too crazy, I might switch, but for now. This is a website that I found. Basically, it's from the founder of Humane Pin, the guy who made Humane Pin, Imran Chaudhry. And I found his portfolio because I was talking about portfolios to one of my friends, and his portfolio is basically you see a list of numbers from 1 to 1000, and you click on any number and you'll get a research paper or a patent in his name. Isn't this like the biggest flex you can have? His entire portfolio website is just a bunch of numbers, but you click any number and you get to see a patent in his name. So this guy has like over 1000 patents. I'm not a huge fan of Humane Pen, but I love this website, and I'm like, okay, this is exactly how portfolios are supposed to be, you know. It's not some flashy design or some cool stuff, but it's the coolest thing ever. Every single number here, if you click on it, you will find a patent in his name. So he has over 1000 patents, which is cool. Anyways, this is slightly off topic. I was just checking that, and I was also checking this. This is Next Faster, which is the fastest Next.js website that you can make, which is not completely static, which has database, and it does make database queries and all those things. It's extremely fast. I can show you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, everything, as soon as I click on something, it opens up, and that's amazing. This is really one of the fastest things I've ever seen on the internet. It's inspired from another website which was not made in Next.js, which is made in native JavaScript and React, not React, but JS query. I've never used that, but that is the inspiration for this website. But yeah, it's like stupidly fast. Everything is so fast here. Again, these are just a bunch of random things that I was doing. But more importantly, what I'm going to try and do today, right now, here on the stream, is to figure out how to get some sort of wireframes using these AI models from the prompt, and the prompt is gonna be generated based on the app that I'm working on. This is one of the things that I'm working on recently. It's basically a object-oriented user experience mapping prototype tool. That's a mouthful. I can give you a quick overview of what this is. So basically, for those of you who don't know what object-oriented UX means, it is a design methodology which is used by designers to focus on creating systems around objects or actions. And the way to do that is very interesting. Say, for example, if you were to make a to-do app, the way to do that or to think of that app in OOUX terminology would be to think of nouns. So in a to-do app, you have a noun, say, for example, to-dos, that's a noun. User is a noun. And those to-dos have some attributes like description and resolved or not, date. And then those have some actions also, like you can add a to-do, remove a to-do, and all those things. So you can use this methodology to create a map for your entire app, a flow, basically a mind map, which would be very close to what you would be thinking. And then you can take that map and then you can scale it to different features, and you can then formulate an entire strategy of how you want to ship your product based on the UX map that you have created. So this tool that I created allows you to create to make such a map for yourself. And now what I was thinking of doing is, since this map is basically a JSON object in my app, can I use that JSON object and pass it to a LLM and ask it to make wireframes for me, so that I can have like a quick starting point of my app based on this mapping that I've created, and then I can go to Figma, I can change the designs, or I can just take the code directly and start working on it. So can I do that? This is something that I was trying to do. We're not going to be writing a lot of code here, by the way, because writing code is the easier part of figuring out how this thing works. The tough part is to figure out the correct prompts, the correct sequence of events for the model, like how the JSON is supposed to be, and which model would be good for my use case, considering I don't have like a lot of money. So I'm not going to be using Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I might end up using something like DeepSeek or the newer Google Gemini 2.0 Flash. So I was trying to do that, and now with all the context that I've given you, we can finally start doing what I wanted to do. So I used ChatGPT to generate some sort of a JSON object for a to-do app, but then I quickly realized that to-do app is not enough, probably. Please don't look at all of this. I might just remove it so that people don't. I can archive this one. Okay, this is fine. Never mind. Okay. So, yes, I wanted to figure out how to take the JSON and convert that JSON into a working wireframe. So let's take the JSON, and so I am first. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use ChatGPT to get a JSON basically. So this is the JSON that it created for a to-do app. I'm gonna let's copy paste this JSON in our code editor, and then we can together take a look at it. So it has objects and their relationships basically for a to-do app. The objects are to-do item, then this to-do item has a description. There are attributes for the to-do item like title, description, due date, completed or not. And then there are actions that are related to this object. Actions like you can mark it as complete, you can edit, and you can delete. And then of course you have a to-do list, which is the list that contains all the to-do items. And these calls to action basically defines how these actions would work. So for example, add item will add a new task to the list. So to-do list, this is the relationship. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to generate a relationship from my app, because right now what I have here is more or less just a JSON object that will contain all the mappings, all the attribute actions and everything. So, but I want like a better example. To do is not like the best example for my use case. So let's try and see if I can take this prompt and can I edit from here? Okay. So let's work together on this prompt. I want to see OBS here. Okay. So I'm cutting myself off. I'm gonna put myself on the other side, even though that's kind of weird. Or maybe here. Alright, this is fine. Yeah. With $10 budget you can, never mind, this is some different stuff. So let's work together on this OOUX JSON schema. I want to have a better example, as a to-do app is probably not the best one to showcase the power of OOUX. as well as to test if I can get the wireframes from the JSON using some LLM. What do you suggest? Let's see, I have exhausted my O3 mini credits, by the way, so the responses might not be the best right now, but okay. We're gonna try to make do with whatever we have here. A to-do app is indeed quite basic for showcasing the power of OUX. Instead, we should choose an example that has more interconnected object, complex relationship, and diverse attributes. I'm scared of the complex relationships part. Something like a movie streaming platform, because it will have objects like movie, TV show, genre, playlist, um, a e-commerce store, or product category, cart, order. Okay, I think e-commerce store is kind of interesting. You can also have project management tool. Okay, what do I want? I want something like a movie streaming platform. So let's try a movie streaming platform like Netflix. Let's see if we can get a JSON for this. Okay, so we have an object movie. This is like horribly slow. I hate the fact that ChatGPT is slow as fuck. Even though I'm not using the reasoning model, it's still very slow. I like that. While for comparison, if you're using something like D3 chat, uh, this is very fast. It's like the fastest chatbot you'll find on the internet. Let's do you want me to paste the same thing here? Because we'll be able to do the things faster. But okay, let's see. Let's go here. Okay, so we have objects, we have movie. The movie has attribute like title, description, release year, duration. The actions are play, watch list, or rate. Okay, then there is a TV show, which is kind of same thing. Genre, it has attribute name and string. Playlist, and you can add to playlist. Then you have to define the relationships, as in belongs to genre, movie belongs to genre, playlist, and all these things. Okay, your front end can output transformation layer. How to use this file? Okay. Simple movie streaming. Okay, cool. Now, can you add a detailed prompt at the bottom of the file that will tell the LLM to take this JSON and understand it as it should, and then try to make all the pages that we need for this app to work. Keep the prompt keep the prompt separate, as in it should not depend on the JSON, and can you ask the LLM to create all the pages for this app with every interaction simulated or faked in some way by fake API calls and data and whatnot. And can you ask the LLM to use Tailwind and React.js for the same, and try not to use any dependent library for anything. Yeah, let's see, this is a pretty descriptive prompt. Let's hope that we get like a very nice prompt that I can directly put into say something like Claude, and ask Claude to create an app based on this description, based on this object-oriented UX mapping that we have created using my application. Because if we can do that, that would be really great. I'll be very happy. What I've realized so far by using different models, I already did some comparison of Stream, and what I realized was Claude Sonnet was like much better than all the other models. And even though Gemini 2.0 is like very cost effective, but it's terrible. It's really bad at generating UIs. So yeah, let's see. So it wrote the prompt for you'll be provided with a JSON file structured using object-oriented, generate all the necessary pages, create a home page, implement a movie detail. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, so what I'm thinking is if I can have a workflow, so let's try to understand the workflow using Excali Draw. Let me go here and create a new page for you. So I will open load from file. I don't want to load from file. I just want to create a new page. How do I create a new page here? Is there a way to create a new page? I don't know. Never mind. So what I want to do here is basically we want to have like this is my OOUX tool, OOUX mapping tool. Let me increase the size for my text real quick. Why is my text so small? I can zoom in and maybe do this. Okay. So this is my OOUX mapping tool. What I'll get from here would be some JSON schema for the app. It will describe the objects, actions, and their relationships. So this is what I'll get from my app. Like here. And now what I can do is I can make an API request. I can take this object and I can make an API request to something like I don't know which LLM this would be, but we'll make an API request to this LLM, and what we'll get out of it is that we'll take the API request from the LLM and we'll get a prompt for the UI generation. We'll get a prompt from one LLM because I want to do like multi-stage prompting here in order to increase my chances of generating a good UI. So we're going to do prompt for the UI generation, and then we'll have another LLM right here. This is probably something like Claude because it's really good at generating UI. So we're going to take some good LLM, then something like wait, how do I, yeah, I messed up. So we're going to take this and then try to, so go here. This prompt would go to something like, probably something like Claude Sonnet, and this could be a simple O3 mini or Gemini 2.0 or even DeepSeek. I don't mind. So we can provide a prompt, the first JSON schema to something like this, get the prompt for UI generation, pass it to Claude, and then Claude will give you the code. Now here are the options that we have. I can get like a React.js code base with all the pages. This is one option. Another option is native HTML, CSS, Tailwind, JavaScript, and all the pages. Another thing that I can use is I can use HTML, CSS, JS, and sort of create a wireframe from the Claude Sonnet, and then somehow if I can take this and provide an option to shift this to a tool like Figma, for example. If I can figure out how to convert this to Figma, then essentially what I'll end up doing is that I'll have it's not a direct link, but yeah, I'll have a broken link. How do I make this? I'll have a dotted line link between my tool and Figma, where my tool can help users create a basic wireframe directly using the mapping that they've created on the app. So that is like the basic idea behind this application that I'm working on. Let's check how. Okay, return only gets data containing the React component code. Do not include any explanation about JSON. I want to modify the prompt a little bit probably for the first use. So I'm going to take out this. I'm also going to take out this. Avoid explanation, only return the working React plus Tailwind code in a single file per page for easy implementation. Everything looks good. Generate all the UI components using React.js, Tailwind, play movie, whatever API calls, dummy data. Okay, so this kind of looks good. So I'm gonna take this prompt. I'm gonna pass it to something like this Gemini 2.0 Flash, because it's free of cost and it's very dumb. When I try it on Google Gen Studio, it was dumb. Okay, I'm sorry, but it was kind of dumb. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it on here, and let's go. Okay, here's the React plus Tailwind CSS code for the requested application. We have a home page file. We have a movie details.jsx. There's a bunch of other stuff that it is creating. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this and I'm gonna put it here in this app and see if it actually works. So let's go to the homepage file. The homepage file would be this. I will do one thing here, which is use client, because I don't want to get any hydration errors basically. After that we have something like movie details.jsx, which is a component. So is that like a simple page? Wait, I fucked up the prompt a little bit because it's not importing anything, is it? It is not importing anything, unfortunately. Is this live? Yes, this is live. So then I can go here. So this is the home page that Gemini 2.0 Flash created for me. Oh, okay. So I should probably just go here and create something like, what do I do? What page does it have to be? This is movie details. Okay. So I'll just create a file, movie details dot, and then I'll create a file in here. I'll call it page.tsx. I'll paste everything up here. And then if I go back here and click on it, oh, the link is supposed to be just movie. I don't know, the navigation is broken for now, so I don't really know what's the issue, but otherwise, featured movies, categorized shows, this is how it looks. Okay, I want to see how the movie details look though, so this is something that we want to do. It is currently using use state, which is incorrect, because I don't know how will I get the movie ID. So what I'll do is I'll go to the home page again, paste it here. Let me make sure that I don't remove the use client thingy. And let's just assume the movie ID is 1. So can I see? Oh, so this is the movie page. Great. There is play, add to watch list, rate. Oh, that's great. Okay. I want to do one more thing. So I want you to rewrite this. I want you to rewrite this with considering the following things. And this rewrite is very important. Okay. So what I want to do basically is I want to ask my LLM to number 1, try and write a single file that will contain the code for everything. Let's not style anything. Let's try to make it look as close to a wireframe as possible, and yeah, make sure everything works. Okay, so these are like 3 things that I wanted it to do. I wanted it to create like a single page that I can just copy paste, and the reason for that is because I still haven't figured out how would I show the output on my website. But the easiest thing I know that I can do probably is if I just have like a single page, I can somehow render it on my website and hope that it will work. But yeah, so I still need to import React Router DOM, sudo npm I React Router DOM. I really hope that this works somehow, because if it doesn't, then we're not screwed. We still have like a lot of things that we can try out. Just hope that it works anyways. So it says that something doesn't add up. What doesn't add up? Oh, featured movies, movie 1, description, view details. This page doesn't really work, but okay. This is okay. I still need to figure out the right prompt. Okay, so I wanted the styles. This doesn't look like an actual wireframe. Say somebody were to design this on Figma, it should have clear styles to show the padding, margin, font sizes, images, or the layout and everything, but just wireframed of low fidelity. I want that. So yeah, I want that. Okay, let's see if it makes any good update to it. Because if it does, then we're gonna try and figure out how to write like a single prompt to make all of this happen. Because we want to have single prompt. And I like Gemini 2.0 Flash, to be honest, because it's giving me okay-ish results. I don't mind it. I'm fine with these results. As long as I can take this and run with it, I'm all right using these things. So, and it's very cheap. I made a video about it like very recently, where I talked about how Gemini 2.0 Flash is like the cheapest model right now. Yeah, this looks much better. I love it. Okay, this is exactly something that we wanted. I know the navigation doesn't really work right now. We're gonna try and figure it out later, but this is something that we wanted. This is something that we wanted, and we got all of it just to show you again using this. So we take our tool, we create the JSON schema, pass it to some other model, get the prompt, pass the prompt and the JSON, and then so I should probably add here that I would plus JSON. So we pass the prompt and JSON to something like Claude Sonnet, but now we can choose a better one. So I don't really need to use Claude Sonnet. I'm gonna use Gemini 2.0 Flash for it because it's very cheap. And even here, I think I will just stick to Gemini 2.0 because it's cheap. So this is what I'm planning to do now. But React.js codebase, this is the interesting part. This is something we still need to figure out, and I haven't really figured it out because how would I show all of this? I'm gonna reduce the opacity a little bit. So this is something we still need to figure out. This part is done. We have the app here up and running. This part we have manually tried. It works. So now we need to figure out how to show the app on the thingy. Let's see. I have no idea, but there should be some sort of a tool that I can use. So I can go to my conversation here. I can say, okay, so say I'm gonna use search, by the way. Okay, so say, and let's not use this. Let's just go to T3 chat and use T3 chat. So say I asked LLM to generate code for some website, sort of like a wireframe, in some tech stack, say Next or React or just plain HTML, CSS and JavaScript and JS. Which one should I choose? And then what I want to do is basically I have an app where I would make the API request to the LLM to get this code, and then I want to show this UI that from the code. Mind you, it might have multiple pages on my app, kind of like Figma wireframes. How can I do that, and which stack would be ideal for this case? It's a lot of text. I don't know if... Okay, that's an interesting challenge. You want to dynamically render UI code generated by LLM within your application. Yes. Essentially creating a live interactive wireframe viewer. Exactly. This is what I want to create. I want to create a live interactive wireframe viewer. This is like a project of its own. It's so funny how this one project that I'm working on is turning out to have like 10 different pieces and 10 different things that are like separate projects of their own. Core concepts, LLM code generation. I did that, very easy. Sandboxing isolation, very crucial. Cannot directly execute, no. Dynamic rendering, yes. Communication, yes. Recommendation, React, I did that. Backend, did that. Isolation, iframe with sandbox attribute. This is the simplest approach for the basic HTML. You load the generated code into iframe and use the sandbox attribute to restrict. Interesting. Talk more about iframe with sandbox attribute, because I don't know what that means. The iframe element is an HTML element that embeds another HTML document within the current page. Think of it as a window into another web page. That I know. The sandbox attribute on the iframe enables a security sandbox. Okay. So it will receive the generated code. Okay. Create an HTML document. Wrap the generated code in the basic HTML document structure. I can do that. Create a data URI. You need to get this HTML content into iframe. You can create a data URI, something like this. Okay. And then you can pass it to your wireframe viewer and hopefully get the code up and running. Do you want me to try and do this? Let's try and do this. Okay, I think we can do it here. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to remove all of this except for the use client. I'll also just quickly remove most of the things here because we don't need that. I'll remove my movie folder. I'll remove the components. Again, I don't really need any of this. I'll remove this. And now inside of here, let's create a quick iframe viewer. I will just export default function page, and that will just say I don't need movie stuff. I don't know why cursor is still thinking that I'm interested in a movie making app. If I go and quickly reload this here, not this one, sorry, that's localhost 3000. It says hello world, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to fake some HTML and use the iframe. So what we're gonna do is let's take this code here. So this has the HTML content that we need. So I'm gonna use typings here. Okay, so this is fine. This is iframe viewer. this is going to return the iframe that you will pass onto it. So I'm going to create a page function that will return the iframe viewer, and it will have a div. This is perfect. I love cursor, probably my favorite thing in the world. Okay. I don't see hello world inside of it here yet, so let's see. Let's go to our iframe. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that you guys can clearly see what's going on. My iframe has a body div hello world. I do see hello world. That's great. Okay. So we now have a simple iframe viewer, which is what we needed. Now if I ask a LLM to generate the code, so probably this could be a solution. I think one solution could be to take HTML, CSS, JS, and then pass it to a iframe viewer. You can try that. I can try that. Let's try that. In fact, you know what? We can try that. So for this app, can you rewrite this whole thing in HTML, CSS, JS, considering all the discussion we had? Make it a single file, make it a single HTML file, and you can use Tailwind. Okay, so now we want a single HTML file that I can put inside of my iframe. I don't know if that's gonna be like slow, fast, or I don't really know how it's gonna be. Let's just wait for it to work. Yeah, so this is my iframe. This is the div that I just saw. Can I go here in the meanwhile and change the background, foreground? By default, the color is foreground, which is okay, but I don't want that. I want to actually wait. You know what? Let's just say light. I want to have light mode on by default because these websites are tricky. So you have hello world here, which is great. And now this has been created for us. Okay, let's just copy this entire HTML and let's put it inside of our test.html. And then I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here. I'm going to load test.html. So I don't know if I can do fs on the client side. I definitely can't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import HTML content from this, and let's hope that this works. I don't really know if this is going to work. Const, actually, you know what, let's try it out. Cannot find this or it corresponding type declarations. I know. I'm not really sure if this is gonna work, to be honest. So just keep it here also, just in case. Okay, I don't think this is going to work. Yup, you may need an appropriate loader to handle this type of file. Don't worry, we'll just copy paste the entire thing and we'll just assume that const HTML content is this. Let's put the correct thing here and here, and now probably wait, is this not good enough? Can I not have my HTML like this? Probably not. Then what do I need to do? Wait, I need to figure out how to get the HTML. I need to figure out how to get the HTML. So I'm gonna ask composer. I have a test.html that I want to load here. Can you do that? Remember, this is our client side component. Okay, let's see if cursor can do it. I'm sure cursor will figure out a way to do that. So it just tells me that I need to fetch the test HTML when the server component, sorry, when the client component mounts, and then I can import other stuff, and that's it. So if I go here, it says 404 not found because it's looking for an HTML file up here. Is it trying to fetch it from here? Do we have a file test.html? We do. Do we? No. It says 404 not found. We don't. Let's see. Exists in the public directory. If it currently, you'll need to move it to public/this for this to work. I have it in the public directory. That's not a problem. My concern is that this doesn't really work right now. Let's also quickly test if we can get the HTML directly here. Okay, the file literally says 404, so that's the issue. Never mind. I thought we were doing some mistake in the way we're loading the HTML, but it turns out the file literally says 404 for now. So something like I think Gemini fucked up, but okay. This is a script. This is another script. Are we supposed to go on like a route? Function, homepage, movie details, TV show details, whatever. If we are on this, it's gonna give us homepage. If we are on /movie/whatever, okay, that is okay, but /movie, nope, not at all. This is definitely not working. Let's ask cursor for help here because I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna give it test.html from the public. Can you tell me why am I getting a 404 on my HTML when I see the embed? I can't believe I used the code before these AIs. I don't know. But there's might be less. Let me check the content of your next.js config. Since we're client component, let's modify the JSON full URL bar, the error handling. Okay, you want me to add the error handling and all that? I am fine. I don't mind. I trust you. I trust cursor with all my life. So that is true. Okay. Yeah, I can run the app. My HTML says 404, which is the weirdest part. So I don't expect my app to say something else when the HTML literally says 404. I can quickly verify if my HTML is incorrect by simply saying something like hello world, and I'll just remove this part really quick. See, it says hello world, which is exactly correct, but this HTML somehow says 404. This HTML file says 404, that's the issue. Something with the HTML is wrong. So now I want to figure out if something is wrong with the HTML. Really need to find a way so that it is error free, because if I run into these kind of errors, I might have to do like multiple requests here on the server, and that is going to cost me some money, and I don't want to do that. So we really need to figure out, we really need to nail this part, this part, actually this part. We need to nail this part. This is like the most important part of our app. I feel so far that this is going to be the most important part. Yeah, really need to nail this part somehow. I don't know how this is going to happen. I'm going to decrease the opacity a little bit. I don't know how this is going to happen, but I really need to figure out a way to nail this part. Okay, let's accept all changes and hope that our HTML file starts working. Yes, so now I can embed stuff. Okay, that's cool. but I can go and navigate to different things because clicking on them doesn't really do anything. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. So that's step number one. We have the embed thingy working here uh, on my on my. Did it just put the entire HTML here? Oh my god, that's bad. I don't. Wait, cursor fucked something up here. Wait. No, 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 no. This is not what I want. Wait, 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 wait. I will go here. Because this is still says 4 of 4. I want to see if when I open this in my browser, it says 4 of 4. um, so it's going to update the code. I don't know what it's updating. I don't even want to know what all of this thing is. I probably would never look at the code, to be honest, that would be generated. I just want to show the iframe, and I just hope that the iframe works. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. All right, this is something that we wanted. That is amazing. I'm impressed. Okay, so this is something that we wanted. We have a nice little app that is basically a wireframe viewer. So I'm gonna take this component and I'm going to integrate this component in my main app, and then I will also integrate Gemini 2.0 Flash. We're gonna do that slowly, probably in the next stream. We'll take out some time to integrate 2.0 Flash and the wireframe viewer that we have created, all of it together in this app, and then we'll try to create a wireframe using the mapping that we'll create on the app. It's interesting, a lot of fun stuff. I will do all of this, if not off stream, then on stream. So see you in the next one probably. I'm gonna stop streaming now because